Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Build a House, where we are going to finish the outer circle of our reptile house in today's episode. So for all of you guys waiting for new animals, I have to tell you, no new animals in today's episode. But we are going to finish the outer circle as I told you. But first of all, we're going to have a look at what we've done in last week's episode, where we've built the last habitat on the outer circle for the Galapagos giant tortoises that you can see right here. It looks a little bit similar to the habitat for the Aldabra giant tortoises. Well, they are pretty similar, so that might be the reason for that. As I told you, in today's episode we are going to finish the outer circle, which means we are going to cover up those information booths that we have and also the souvenir booth that we do have. We're going to cover that up a little bit. We are going to do lots of decorational stuff. We're also going into some backstage stuff in the last half of the video, and then we have finished the outer circle and can go into the centerpiece in the next episode, where we are going to have two additional habitats, one for some kind of caiman and the other one for the saltwater crocodiles. Yeah, but first of all, let's go into the front of the building before we go into the back. But before we do that, also a little bit of a reminder for you guys, because in the last weeks the likes are going down for my videos. The views don't, the viewing time don't, but the likes. So this one means that you guys seem to forget to hit the like button. So here's the deal. Hit the like button before you continue watching this video, or subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already right now. That would help me out very much, so I can continue to provide you with as many videos that I'm doing right now, and with as many projects that I do have right now, so that I can keep it up in the future as well. So here's one reminder. I'm going to remind you later on once again, so hit the like button if you haven't done that already, and thank you very much for that. Okay, so the first step here was to cover up the toilets that we do have in the entrance area of the building. We don't have a restaurant in here. We don't have any food for our guests in here, so that is why I decided to have some of those vending machines in here as well. You're going to see that later on. We're going to have those vending machines on the inside of the reptile house, so not in the entrance area, which I think would have made more sense, but because of the pathing tool I was not able to put them down in some kind of manner that really would make sense and look good. So I decided to not do that and put them on the inside of the building. So this one here is going to be our little ticket booth. I did cover it up with those wooden beams and the wooden planks to make it look a little bit more custom made, and also wanted to have some windows in there, which you see in many zoos at the ticket booth, where they do have those windows and a little piece is open where you could actually give in your money and get back your change, get back your tickets, and talk to the staff behind the glass wall. So I wanted to have something like this as well, and that is what you can see me do right here. Pretty easy with those different sizes of the glass pieces that we do have in the game, so it's not that hard to create something like this. Yeah, going to change that later on a little bit more, because I thought the window was a little bit too big. Going to have the ticket sign on top of it. With this sign, what I'm trying to do right here is, you can actually manage to do that. You can sink that into the wall so that you're actually only going to see the writing on the sign and not the sign anymore. I'm going to accomplish that later on the other side of our entrance area, where we do have the souvenirs, and yeah, I managed that on that side and continue with it for the ticket booth as well later on. And here you can already see I have a little problem with placing down those vending machines. So I decided to put it in the inside of the building, so if you are walking through the second door where all the animal habitats are, because that was the only way to have them close to the wall and not somewhere in the middle of the building, which I didn't want to have it like that. Okay, a little bit more decoration on the inside of our ticket booth. So I decided to have some of those bamboo pieces in here, just colored them in a darker brown. You might know that from some other series on my channel. I think I've done that in Brooksburg Zoo and as well in Litchfield Zoo. So to make it look a little bit more nice and not too plastic. I'm always having a hard time with the decoration items, especially for the ticket booth. I mean, what could you place in there that actually would make sense and that we actually do have in the game? So I decided to have some of the souvenir stuff, the gift shop items, and placed it down there. Some frogs, and yeah, because I thought frogs would make sense for reptile house. Yes, I know a frog is not a reptile, it's an amphibian, and we are building a reptile house, but we don't have any plushies that are actually reptiles, so I decided we're going with the frogs. Yeah, and as the frogs were not enough to cover all the spaces up, we're going to have some different animals on the other side for our gift counters as well. So you're going to see elephants, no, not tigers, lions, zebras, and yeah, sorry. Okay, a few of the planters in here to make it look a little bit more green. I really had a hard time to cover up the walls with some decorational stuff to make it not look that plain. I'm going to find some pieces that we actually could put down there to make it look a little bit nicer, but yeah, it was pretty hard. Yeah, once again, the easy way, just copying the roof pieces around from our tortoise habitats, deleting one of the rows for the glass pieces, and yeah, we are done with that. Pretty easy. Covering up the counters on the other side for our gift shops. Oh, and have you guys seen the deep dive into Planet Coaster 2? As we were talking about pathing some minutes before. I have watched the live stream. I'm very happy with all the things that I saw, especially when it comes to pathing, even though I'm a little bit suspicious about that. But pathing seems so much easier in there. I wish we could have it in here from the beginning, because pathing was always such a pain in the ass for Planet Coaster, for Planet Zoo, and it seems that we're going to have some kind of middle ground between Planet Zoo pathing and Jurassic World Evolution 2 pathing, which means we are a lot more flexible. We can, and that is also something very cool, we can create huge plazas with some kind of a painting tool. So you can paint the shape of the plaza that you want to have, and once you finish that, it's going to be filled up with a path so that your guests can actually walk on there. And you can also have multiple paths on top of each other, so you can create some really nice shapes and don't know the word in English once again. Yeah, but I'm really excited for this, and there's a lot of things that are going to be so much easier than everything that we have right now. We're also going to have some kind of a terrain brush, which might be, I didn't see that, just didn't know this, that there was an option to click on terrain brush. So it seems that you will be able to have terrain or foliage or stuff like that you can actually use as a brush, and all the trees, bushes and whatsoever might be automatically added to that area. Don't know if that's going to happen. We are going to see in a few weeks or months when we get to know more and more and more about Planet Coaster 2, but there's some exciting stuff in there, as well as that you are able to actually place rides and stuff on top of your path, so you don't have to care about deleting the path, putting your ride down there, trying to connect it, won't connect. Seems to be so much easier. So yeah, pretty cool. And also something which I was very excited for is the fact that you actually will be able to customize your rides. You can add building parts to your rides, to your gondolas and stuff as well, and it will actually move with your vehicle. So this is pretty cool, and I look so much forward to this, because this will change a lot for this game. Yeah, but as I said, we will learn more about that in the future, so I'm very, very excited for that and can't wait to build my first amusement park. And there's also plans around which I can't talk about in detail right now, but there might or might not be a collaboration coming up in the near future for one of our first theme parks. Yeah, we'll see. But let's get back into Planet Zoo. I hope you guys don't mind when I'm talking about Planet Coaster 2 as well in my Planet Zoo videos. I hope you guys are not annoyed about that and are as excited as I am. If you don't like me talking too much about Planet Coaster in my Planet Zoo videos, just let me know in the comment section and I will take care of that, because I don't want to annoy you guys with facts or with some things that you are not curious about, besides of my private stuff. Yeah. Oh, by the way, talking about private stuff, I'm very, very excited because we started booking our next vacation for next year. You know that I always try to go somewhere on vacation where we can actually record zoo tours. So as we did in this year, where we have been to the Netherlands and recording many zoo tours, which the next video is going to come out this Saturday at 2 p.m. Central European Standard Time, where we have visited the Uwe-Hans Dierenpark in Rhenen, which is a pretty cool park. And it is also the only park in the Netherlands where you can actually see giant pandas and koalas. So both of them are only in Uwe-Hans Dierenpark. And we really had a great time there and great footage. There's also white lions in there, which we were able to see and record. So definitely tune in, because some exciting animals in there. Yeah, but I got swept away or blown away or whatever. What I wanted to say is I'm pretty excited because we started booking our next holiday, and we are going to visit the US next year once again, which I'm very, very, very excited about, because I do love the United States. And we are going to take a tour around California and Nevada, a little bit of Arizona, I think, or not. So mainly it's going to be Nevada and California, and I'm so excited for that. So there's definitely going to be videos from the big zoos that are there in this area, which is going to be San Diego Zoo for sure, San Diego Wild Animal Park, or Safari Park as it is called right now. And we are also planning to visit the Living Desert close to Palm Springs, which is a great zoo, having all the habitats for the animals in the natural environment of the desert around there. And yeah, I can't wait to see that, because I've never been there. But talking about the zoos in San Diego, we will also be able to actually see the only platypus that are outside of Australia. So I hope they will be there next year, because we are going there in May and June next year. We're also going to visit the zoo in Los Angeles, which is one of the few zoos, or the only zoo actually, where you can see a mountain tapir. I have seen the animals 10 years ago. Yeah, it must have been 10 years ago, because that was the last time we've been to California. So I'm very excited to see them again and bring you some nice footage of the animals. And there's also going to be some episodes of Bake and Play in the Wild once again. Maybe you can remember that I did something pretty similar in Florida, where we've been 2 years ago, or 1.5 years ago. It might be, where we've taken a tour to the Everglades and showed you guys some alligators, some manatees, and we will do that in California as well. So I'm planning to show you guys the California sea lions from Pier 39 in San Francisco, planning to show you the elephant seal colony that is between Los Angeles and Monterey, I think it was. We're also planning to go on a whale watching tour, and I hope I can show you guys some beautiful whales that we are going to see there. At that time of the year, when we are going there in May and June, there might be some humpback whales in the area, so I would be so happy to see them and show them to you guys. And yeah, of course, we're going to be in Death Valley, so maybe some coyotes. And when we are close to Lake Tahoe, or when we are at Lake Tahoe and at the Mammoth Lakes, which is pretty close to Yosemite National Park, I'm hoping I can show you guys some more animals in there. Hopefully no close-up of any American black bears or grizzlies. I don't think there are grizzlies in Yosemite, but black bears, definitely. Yeah, but maybe I can show you guys some nice footage of some beautiful animals in the wild and not only animals from the zoos. Okay, but enough about that. Let's get back into Planet Zoo. You could already see that I built the entrance for the building. I kept it a little bit similar to the entrance or the second doors that we have in there when you're actually going into the tropical hall with all the animal habitats. So I chose a similar shape. I wanted to have this arrow right on top of it. Not quite sure if I like the optics of the artificial rocks that I used there, or faux rocks. Maybe that's going to change when we're doing the outside of the building, but for now I'm, happy with it would not be the correct word. I'm okay with it. Let's call it that. I'm okay with it. The whole building definitely is going to be somewhat in a more classical style from the outside, so I'm trying to accomplish that, and trying to accomplish that in the inside as well, at least a little bit. So what I had to do is using all the decal and dirt pieces in here to make it look a little bit more realistic and not too clean, fresh and new. So I decided to have the dirt pieces in here, and this was the point where I was looking for some pieces that I could actually use to decorate the wall a little bit more, so that we don't have this huge gray walls in there. And then I found these Indonesian, I think it's bamboo pieces or somewhat like that, and I thought they look pretty decent, and I placed down those pieces, as well as this here that we got in the Oceania DLC. Never used that one before, but it also makes a perfect match for the walls in here for our entrance. Going to use those pieces later on the inside for the straight walls as well, to have it be a little bit sorry, talking is a little bit difficult today, to make it look a little bit more cohesive, I wanted to say. Yeah, guys, I've seen that. That there was a gap in the wall. I've seen that and I've changed it. No worries at all. Okay, so the entrance area is ready, so now let's go into the backstage area. This was a little bit difficult because many times I don't know what exactly I should build for backstage areas, because it is pretty difficult. We do have some decent stuff from the conservation pack, which was a DLC in the 3rd or 4th year of Planet Zoo, I think, where we did get lots of backstage stuff, but even though I most of the times don't know what to put in there. Yeah, here I wanted to copy those concrete pieces and move it up on top of the wall. Selecting everything, trying to move it, and then noticing not possible because of the shape of our roof. We don't have a flat roof, and so that makes it a little bit difficult, so I decided we're not going to do that and focusing on the backstage materials. Here with the nozzle and the water tanks. We're also going to build some stuff, so we're not just using those random pieces from the conservation pack, putting them down here and there and call it a day. No, we're actually going to create something new as well. Yeah, so at this point it seems that we're going to have just 3 more episodes in this series, or this season of the series, and then the reptile house might be finished. I was thinking about uploading it to the workshop, but there are only 2 options for me to do that. The first option is to upload it as not as a building. That would not be possible because too many pieces. The first option would be to upload it as a habitat, which would be possible, but the down part of it is, if you download it, you have to do all of the pathing, I think. Not the barriers, I guess, because when you upload it as a habitat, the barriers might be, yeah, they might be in, so that wouldn't be a problem. The other thing is I could upload it as a zoo, so you couldn't use it for your own zoo, but you could download it and build your own zoo around this building. Yeah, so guys, would be great for me to know what to do if you just leave a comment right below and tell me what you would prefer. Would you want to have it as a building? Building is not possible, that's not an option. Would you prefer to have it as a zoo, or would you prefer to have it as a habitat, so that you could place it in your zoos and then would have the pain to put down all the paths in here? So let me know and I would be happy to do whatever you wish. Or maybe I'm just doing both, would also be an option. Yeah, here you can already see I built a little shelf where I put some of the backstage stuff in here, also using some of the pieces that we got with the Barnyard DLC, and going to build a cooler in here as well, or a freezer, where we could actually store fish and meat for the animals, and also maybe some fruit, because we don't have just meat eaters in here. When I think about the iguanas that we do have in here, especially the green iguana doesn't eat meat or insects at all, when I'm correct about that. Maybe only when they are little, when they are kids, they might eat some insects, but as soon as they are grown up, they don't eat meat anymore, so they only eat plants. Yeah, and we also do have the tortoises that are also no meat eaters. But I think that's the only animals that we do have in here that don't eat meat. So having another table around that side as well, where our keepers could actually prepare some food for the animals. So maybe stuff some fish or some meat with some vitamins for the animals when they do need that. And the last thing that I'm going to create in here is a little transportation box for the animals, which I thought would make sense in the backstage area as well, when you have to take care of the animals, bring them to the vet or whatever, so that you can actually carry them. Might not be big enough for one of the huge crocs that we do have in here, but for the smaller animals it would be pretty okay. So thinking about the monitors or the tortoises. just a second. One around here. It was hard to find the correct place for me to put those boxes down, because as you can see we do have this small area here where our keepers are walking around, and I didn't want to block that or have our keepers walk through those things that I'm going to place down here, and so yeah, it was not that easy. Also, it is a pretty huge area here, and I'm still not too happy with everything in here. Well, it looks okay, but I think we could have done a little bit more, but I don't have any more ideas for that. So if you guys have any more ideas what we could do else in our backstage area, just let me know in the comment section, and I would be happy to go back in there and do some additional stuff. I just don't have any inspiration or whatever. So if you tell me what I can do, I would have a look into that, and yeah, as I said, would be happy to do so. Yeah, the last thing that I'm going to do before we are going to end the video is we are covering up our vending machines just a little bit, so that you can actually still see what is in there, but make it look like they are just one big vending machine. Pretty easy, just using those metal beams around there, and then those I think it's signs, those silver signs, just to cover that up. Yeah, and that's already all that you have to do. Same around here for the drink vending machines. Yeah, and that's already it. So all we are going to do right now is we're having a little tour showing you guys around in our new entrance area and the backstage area in our reptile house. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did so, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and I hope you guys will tune in again next week when we are going to build the centerpiece, or at least one of the areas in our centerpiece, maybe for the caiman, maybe for the saltwater crocodile. We will see. Okay guys, as long as that, take care of yourself and hope to see you guys next week. Bye!